Hi guys, got a very exciting review to do for you today. A big thanks to Kapow Toys for these figures. It is the Igear Conair set, and it is all 6 figures that I've got. I think I'll just focus on one of the figures today because I just tried doing a haul, all 6 of them, and I ended up dropping stuff and making a big mess, and it didn't go very well, so I just started again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start on Starscream because it's Starscream. Why not? He's the main one, really. Out of all 6, Thrust is my favourite of the characters. But I'm just going to, for ease of the video, remove all the others, put them all to one side because they are all, in essence, the same figure. I'll bring in some others to show you a few differences, perhaps throughout the video a bit later. The main differences being with these two, who have got no wings at the top, but big wings at the bottom on the legs, which I don't like, but that's the design of the character, not so much the figure's fault. Same here. So get these out of the way, and then I'll just show you Thrust, so you got him in the picture as well. And that's better. He is my favourite. Thrust is just an amazing figure. I know they're all the same figure really, but this one, I just love him. He's brilliant. So yeah, these are some really, really nice figures. Now I'd hoped they were going to be good, but I hadn't imagined they were going to be quite as good as they actually are, because these are genuinely amazing figures. I haven't found anything that I really dislike on these figures, on any of them. There are a few tiny little things here and there in different places that perhaps if I was really looking I could find fault with, but nothing really, nothing major at all in any way, shape or form. Here we go. Sorry about that sudden shift there. I just wanted to move a little bit closer so you could see the details on this guy a bit better. Yeah, as I was saying, this is, for me, the best Seekers that have ever been made. I don't have at present to do a comparison with, unfortunately, but I have had the Masterpiece Seekers before, and they were floppy, horrible, messy, kibble-covered nastinesses. I was never a fan of them, but these are the Seekers I have always wanted, ever since I was a kid. These are amazing. They are almost big enough to scale in your Masterpiece lineup. I will show you a comparison. I'll do a fair few size comparisons at the end, because for me that's always what's important. How do they scale up with the other figures? And they scale up pretty well in both sets, in the Generations and the Masterpiece. But like I said, I will do a comparison, or a few comparisons, at the end so you get an idea. So, accessory wise, they come with a lot of accessories really. They all come with pretty much the same accessories, perhaps slightly different molds, but all the same accessories in the box. And the boxes are really nice as well. I'll just bring one of them in quickly to show you. So that's one of the boxes. Very nice. Now they come, the first 3 Seekers come individually, and then the Coneheads come as a set. So if you want the Coneheads, you have to get all 3. If you want the Seekers, you can buy one of any of them. And for them, you go over to Kapow Toys, check them out and see what they've got. Great prices on them over there. And these, yes, sorry, they come packaged really well. Lots of packaging on the inside, which is great, so they're not going to get damaged on the way. And accessory wise, they all come with, like, these are Skywalks, but they come with like a little set of missiles or bombs or something to attach on the underside in plane mode. Now I can't really find any way comfortably that I'm happy to attach these in robot mode. The only way you can do it is to attach them there and then put them there, and that's okay. I mean, that is fine. I'm just really ultra picky with my robots looking clean and tidy when transformed, and like I say, for most people that will be absolutely fine, but for me it's just not as tidy as the other side. So for me, who you know what, they're going to be in robot mode 90% of their life. These are going to be in the box for 90% of their life. So that's fine, that's fine. They can store away, but for me, they won't be stored away, they'll just be in a box. So they all come with one of them, they come with their guns, they all come with a really nice stand. That's the stand. And it spins round on the disc in the middle, which is nice. And you can, after playing around with it for a while, get them to display in flight mode on the stand. You just have to put them in this little hole in there. It's the same place that they go for the jet mode. It's the only place I found that the flight stand fits into it. So you have to kind of get it at a bit of an angle so it fits. I mean, it is a really, really tight fit. I mean, like, you want to be careful when doing it. But there we go. So yeah, there's a stand for robot mode, and that works well. Yeah, and as I said, it spins around on itself, so you don't have to always readjust it, you just spin it round. So that's nice, the stand works really well. And the other thing that they come with, which I only just realised something very exciting about, and I will show you that now, is the fact that you can have them so they all have different heads. Head, you want just falling over there? So they all come packaged with this same head, and the cone heads, despite having the cones, have the same head as well. So you can see it's the same head, just painted different and with a cone on top, which is good. But then, which I didn't realise, I knew they came with separate heads, but I thought the second heads were all different as well. But they're not, which is exciting, because it means they can all have different heads. So you have got these three heads, and you can see the colours, who they would go on, which is nice. And then you have these three heads. You see? So they're different. See, this one is slightly different to this one. Which is, it's only very slight, but it is slightly different to this one. You can see it. It is very slightly different, but it is different, which is good. And as I can see, the only one that's the same are these two, and that's Starscream's head. And see, they're the same, so you can just have, well, this guy, you can just have him with the regular head and put Starscream's head on there, or whichever way around you want it. And then they all will have different heads, which is really, really quite cool. It's a little touch they didn't have to go to. And it's little things like that throughout the whole figure, little transformation bits and pieces here and there that they didn't have to do, which work really well, and it's made for some really, really nice figures. These are some of the best figures I have had for a while, and I'm really excited. They also all come with their credit card, nice plastic things. I mean, I've got lots of these knocking around in boxes, and they're nice touch, but I don't need them. I'm sure some of you really like having them, but for me, it's nice, but yeah. And obviously they come with their instructions. Instructions, you don't really need them. I didn't need them. I may have missed some bits out. I've had a look through, but I think I've got everything down right. So transformation. Now this will be only my second on-camera transformation. So it may be slow going, it may be painful, but stick with me and we'll get there in the end. So to start off with, you want to carefully remove these, and these are a really super tight joint fit in here, so be careful. Do you know what I'll do actually before I transform him? I will go through the articulation, because that would make sense. And there is tons of articulation on these. They have got in the shoulder some super tight ratchet joints, and you'll hear them. and they go all the way up to there, and then the shoulders go around up to there, all the way around, do 360, and then the bicep swivels around there, and a double jointed elbow, and get a full 360 on the wrist, and it goes down, up a little bit. So loads of articulation in the arm. The head is brilliant. The head can look fully up, so you can get him in some flight poses, flying with his head looking straight forward, which is nice. You've got waist articulation, get a full 360 swivel on there. You've got the hips, they come about that far forward, which is plenty. Double joint in the knee, and then his foot down and out the back bit of the foot doesn't have, no it doesn't, because it could do because it's on a ball peg, but it doesn't have any side to side because of how it fits in on either side. But the foot at the front does have side to side, so you can get him posed on an angle, which is nice. So it's packed full of articulation. You'll be able to get pretty much any pose you want out of these guys, which is exciting. So then, transformation. Like I say, stick with me, we will get there in the end. Now, you have two choices. You can keep the wings on, or you can take the wings off. They are just on little pegs here, and they're not a pain to get on or off. They slide on, they slide off. It's very easy. I'll try and keep them on so I can show you a proper transformation rather than popping them off. Right then, so the best way to start, I have found, is with the legs. You just fold the feet into one piece like that, come around to the back, fold the wings on the back like that down, take these bit down here, and I will show you a reverse transformation with one of the other guys in a minute. Now these, they peg into these bits here, but they go round and there, and you want to keep these like loose and up a little bit like that, and these will peg into these posts up here. There's a little peg there, and these will go into these little holes just there, and then slide the legs up like that, as far as they'll go, and on the other side are a bit stiff, but that's good because you don't want them slipping up when you're in robot mode. And then you just push the legs together, and that's that for now. So there we go. And then you want to come around to the front and pull this panel off here, like that, and then pull this whole section will come up and around, and then this bit into that bit, that fits in there like that. And then the arms fold up and fold the other way, this way, and round, and they will go flat. They will go flat. Sorry, had a little break there to figure out what I was doing wrong. Right, so they go in there, and then round and flat like that, and then like this, so it looks like that. Okay, and then you kind of want to get it through there, and then the same on this side. So this bit is like that, and then pull it up, and round and through, and there we go, like that. So it comes through on this side. And you want to straighten it all up over on this side. And there. And then it will all look like that once that's all tightened up. And then you want to turn the head around so you don't scratch the paint, I guess. I mean, it comes with the head like that. You can probably have it the other way around, but I'm going to keep my head like this so I don't scratch the paint. I don't mind seeing his eyes in plane mode. So you have all this pushed down together, and then you take this whole section at the front, the nose cone, and push it so you've got two holes in there, and they go onto these posts. And getting him into a tight plane mode is a little tricky. It's not the... I mean, it's easy to transform him, but to get everything nice and tight is a little tricky. And then you do this little bit here, and pop it in there. And you take these little sections here, and here, and pop them round. And then you take the wing, and spin that round, and spin it round. And then you have got a peg there, and a little peg there, and a little hole there, and a hole in there. So you just push that on, like that, and then take this under the bit of the wing that's folded around there, fold it round, and it will peg in. There's a hole and a post, and they go in there like that. And that's that wing, that whole side done. And you slide this back end down and down and around, and then the same on the other side. And then these are the bits I was talking about earlier. So these little posts go into these little holes here. You're going to have to just push things round and jiggle bits around a little bit. Bang. Something like that. I mean, I am making this look very hard. It's really not as hard as I'm making it look. And then there we go. It's an aeroplane. Ta-da! Aren't you impressed? So that's that. And then you can take these and pop them down there. And this one this side. And there we go. And if I had his little missiles out of the box, I would attach them to any one of these spare 3 holes. But I don't, I put it away. And that's how he looks in plane mode, which is awesome. I mean, that's a good size as well. And so to the first size comparison, here we have Orion. And here he is with Orion. So as you can see, he's a good size. I think he's about right. I mean, the paint's probably, a big Raptor would probably be bigger than this in real life, but I mean, he's still bigger. He's definitely bigger than Orion. And Orion is my go-to Optimus Prime for my generation size. So that's good. I like that, which is nice. So I like how that looks. And then to use the flight stand in plane mode, what you see these little, the 2 holes that were on his legs, they go there. So you have to, and this is a pain. This is one of the things that I kind of wish they'd found somewhere better, like making a slot in here to, like in there, but there isn't. It's here. This is where it goes. And once you get it in there and get it all on and in and done, so you have to unclip the legs and pop them in there and push it in one side and then push the other side on. So it's like that, and then come back around and kind of force it all back in together, and it is really tight. But the benefit of it being so tight, I said tight a lot there. The benefit of it all being so tight, and these are just popping out, fiddling around with it, is it does hold a flight very nicely. And you can have it then straight up and down. So the flight stand works, but you just have to retighten it every time you adjust it. So it's a good flight stand. It just could have been a bit better. So yeah. So that's that, and you've got landing gear here as well, which is nice. Always a nice touch. So he can land when you're playing with your toys. Not that we grown-ups do that. So that is him in plane mode. Now that was, I'm sure, a bit of a messy transformation, and I apologise for that, but I hope you get the idea. Now I'll show you quickly just how to transform him back into robot mode, and then I will do some size comparisons. So to get him back into robot mode, take these off, and any other accessories you may have. Put all the landing gear back down. And again, I have found it easier. I don't know if it's the way, the instructions say to do the top half first, but I have found it easier to do the bottom half first. So fold everything up down here. Unclip these. Remember to unclip these first. So pull them up on both sides, like that, and then just pull. Sorry, my phone got there. Probably scale up best with the generations size. So that's blaster. And then who else have we got? Then we'll bring in Springer. So I think it's a good size next to Springer. Let's get you sort out so I can get you next to each other. There he is with Springer. Classic Starscream. I laugh at your inferiorness. Yeah, he looks ridiculous now, but that's classic Starscream. Full Cybertron Starscream. There he is. Still a nice figure, but not compared to the new one. And the one that for me is the most important one, oh, and he's falling apart, is Megatron. And the best Megatron out there for me at the minute is Hegemon. So a little comparison with Hegemon, and we'll pull that back so you can see them a bit better. Now, personally, perhaps Hegemon is a bit small, and I'm going to blame Hegemon over the new Seekers, but there is that new upgrade kit for the big feet for Megatron, which I'm going to have to get now. So we'll put the big feet on Megatron, and then I think he will be about the right size. What do you guys think? Let me know. Do you think that scales up well? But yeah, that's it. I think that's covered everything I need to cover. I'm very excited. It feels like a bit of a rushed, mangled review, but I think it's given you guys a good enough look at these figures. I'll take some pictures of them individually, and you can let me know what you think. Oh, that was the last thing I needed to show you, wasn't it? So to change the heads over, it's quite easy. You just come back here, screw in there, and poof, it is as if by magic, there we go, his face has changed. But you just unscrew that, and the little screw comes out. You take the back off, put the front on, and hey presto, new head. But there we go. That is my review, and I hope you kind of enjoyed it, or at least got a good idea of whether you want these figures or not. I think they're awesome, and everybody needs them. Thanks for watching, guys, and goodbye.